This parasite belongs to a group of eubacteria that can be found in diverse forms.
It normally lives in the intestines of healthy people and animals.
What is it, you ask? Escherichia coli. E. coli can occur in many strains, most of which do not cause disease symptoms. These pathogenic strains can come from things like raw meats and vegetables and unpasteurized milk.
Most varieties of Escherichia coli are relatively harmless to humans or can cause mild symptoms such as diarrhea. In fact, E. coli bacteria are actually a very important part to a healthy human intestinal tract. These strains of E. coli harmlessly colonize in the gastrointestinal tract. E. coli bacteria actually appear in the body just a few hours after birth.
The bacteria form a mutualistic relationship with the host. The host provides nutrients and a safe environment to the bacteria, while E. coli actually can provide protection to the intestines from other harmful bacteria. However, some more serious strains of Escherichia coli can be very harmful to the host and can have more serious effects such as pneumonia and severe abdominal cramping.
Escherichia coli reproduce by binary fission and bacterial conjugation.
The most common reproduction for Escherichia coli is binary fission. In binary fission, the cell elongates and the DNA replicates, and eventually the cell divides into two identical daughter cells. The individual cell of an E. coli bacteria continues to grow until the cell divides. In a growing culture of E. coli, cells are observed to elongate to almost twice the size of an average cell. Then, they form a partition that eventually separates the cell into two identical daughter cells. E. coli also undergoes bacterial conjugation, which involves the transfer of genetic material through a sex pillus. Bacterial conjugation is rarer, but allows for genetic diversity and antibiotic resistance. The time required for a complete growth cycle of the E. coli bacteria can vary greatly and depends on a number of factors. Under prime conditions, this takes about 20 minutes. The main cause of pathogenic strains of E. coli is the ingestion of raw meat. STEC is commonly found in the intestines of cattle, and if the meat is not properly cooked, this can infect humans. Drinking contaminated water can also result in an infection. These human and animal feces can end up in water streams, which carry the E. coli bacteria. Age can also play a role, as the infection is more common in young children and older adults. People with weakened immune systems are highly susceptible to the E. coli bacteria. Once the parasite has infected the host can have symptoms such as feelings of sickness that start on average between 3 and 4 days after consumption. Milder strains can consist of diarrhea along with mild stomach cramps. These strains can evolve into pathogenic strains by acquiring virulence factors through plasmids and bacteriophages.
E. coli strains such as the enterohemorrhagic E. coli and other pathogenic strains that are Shiga toxin producing can cause severe stomach cramps, diarrhea, vomiting, mild fever, and headaches. These symptoms can lead to serious illnesses such as pneumonia, intestinal failure, and in severe cases, hemolytic uremic syndrome, which leads to kidney failure. Non-pathogenic cases of E. coli are treated with lots of rest. It is important to track symptoms to ensure that they are in fact getting better and not worse. A key factor is lots of fluid intake. This means a lot of water as well as drinks that contain electrolytes. In severe cases, a person may be hospitalized and will be given IV fluid, blood transfusion, and their kidneys will be monitored. E. coli infections can be avoided by washing hands properly and often, as well as before and after eating or preparing food. It is important that all fruits and vegetables are washed before being eaten or used for cooking. It is essential to make sure that all food is cooked fully.
Do not drink any water that is not from a safe supply, as this water can carry bacteria.
All appliances should be cleaned before being used again after they have come into contact with food, as residues can be left behind. Pets should be kept far away from foods, as animals carry many types of bacteria.
After learning the many serious complications that pathogenic Escherichia coli can cause, it is important to remember that E. coli colonizes in the healthy gastrointestinal tract and has many important benefits to everyday life.